And we are live. Welcome to the Ravencast, everybody. Today is Wednesday, and today we got a lot of topics to be covering tonight. I'm joined by Black Putin. Gabriel's going to be joining us after the Nintendo segment. We got a lot of topics tonight. We got 4 topics for today's show, and I cannot wait to get into them. Black Putin. But before we get caught up with the chat, Black Putin, how have you been?
I got some much needed sleep, and here I am. And
Nice. Wait, why did I hear myself? Anyways, but yeah, nice that you got some much needed sleep. Nice that you got your sleep that you need. Today we have Pokemon is being pulled off the retail shelf. Timpool goes off on Candace Owens. Fed lowers interest rate. New social media background check, which is kind of like border background check that kind of affects free speech a little bit, and I feel like that's really important to really get into later is those topics. But for our first segment, we are covering Pokemon apparently being pulled off the retail shelf, which for Tangus video is a little bit clickbait, I'll be honest, but it's still interesting stuff because there's a lot that goes on into it. And we're going to get right into the video. In fact, I already put it up, skip the intro to the time where he starts getting into the Pokemon news. Let's go ahead and react to this, give our honest commentary, and let's get started. Also, before I get started, I'm going to catch up with the chat. So, Thunder, what's up? And JPM says, this program is presented live and uncensored. That's another thing, too. That's how you know programs like us are genuine, because for one, we're uncensored and we are live, meaning any crazy shit can happen in the middle of the show. Anything can happen on the Ravencast, and I think that is interesting. Now, let's get into criticizing and making fun of Pokemon, and also, celebrating Pokemon taking another L.
Pokemon cards, the millennials version of stamp collecting, is one of the most popular things on the planet. A lot of people buy cards thinking one day it's going to make them rich. Don't do that. If you want to be rich, invest in silver. Don't be stupid. Invest in
don't be stupid. Don't be buying cheap ass cards that you're just wasting your money on. Like, what the fuck?
coins. Don't invest in Pokemon, because you never know if in 10 years from now, Pal World completely overtakes it. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
That's another thing, too. It's like investing. The time to invest in Pokemon was literally 10 years ago. If you invest in Pokemon in current day, you're just shooting yourself in the foot, because in 10 years, Pokemon's not going to be that profitable. In fact, like he said, Power World, Digimon, and all these other games are going to be more profitable, and a lot of people will be wanting those cards. People are not going to want Pokemon cards in 10 years. So why are you going to invest now? You should invest in 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted to invest in the Pokemon, the time to invest was 10 years ago. It was literally like 2015, 2016, that time era. Today, Pokemon's falling off. The ratings are getting low. People are becoming more uninterested. So you're not going to make as much money getting current day Pokemon cards, because they're not going to be worth as much as they would be like 10 years ago. In 10 years from now, nothing from Pokemon is going to be worth anything.
The only card that I ever knew that was worth anything was the Charizard card. That was the original version, first edition holographic Charizard. And I know the first edition holographic Lugia card was also going for a bit of scratch at, but this was back in the day, so I don't know how much they go for now. Also, I don't think that the new ones, like, I know Griffin Gaming's made a bit of scratch on doing something with a card and then reselling it, but that's very rarely and far in between.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He said it's very hard to sell, certain cards, because the value is already like decreased by you just taking them out of the package to begin with. So, yeah.
They're basically unprofitable at this point.
Yeah.
Could fall as the biggest IP. Invest in better things. Invest in the future. But for the love of God, don't make this company even more rich than they need to be already. Yeah, thank you, Husky. But apparently,
But that's the thing too. It's like all you're doing is just making this company more rich and losing money for yourself by investing into Pokemon.
adults just can't help themselves. Pokemon is meant for children. We've talked about this several times. If you're a grown-ass adult standing in line, what are you doing? Get the fuck out of there. Let the kids have fun. It's kind of like bringing Nerf guns to a family party and then just playing with them and never letting the kids have fun. You look ridiculous. What's even more insane, though, is if you get emotionally frustrated and violent over these pieces of cardboard, which is exactly what Pokemon fans have been doing. My staff have had customers threatening to rip their heads off. Retailers and collectors tell of Pokemon TCG.
Imagine threatening to rip someone's head off over modern Pokemon. Really? You have to be that low and that stupid and that retarded to threaten to rip someone's head off just because of some goddamn Pokemon cards that are overpriced by the company that you like? Like, get the fuck out of here. These people be crazy. These Pokemon fans and Nintendo fans, modern Nintendo fans, are crazy bastards. And are people you should not be taken seriously at all. Because they all got mental problems and they're all on disability.
Woes. Scalpers are making it impossible to find cards.
Good.
I mean, I know Pokemon fans are crazy because whenever I do make any videos mocking Pokemon Legends EA, I'll occasionally get comments where people tell me to go off myself or to go get deported. All because I said...
All because you told the truth about Pokemon and Nintendo for several years and they ended up being wrong. See, that's what happens when you tell the truth. You get threatened. You get people threatening to rip your heads off. You get people threatening to, to get you deported. You get people telling you to go kill yourself over because you told the truth about a shitty video game company and a shitty video game. That's 2025, folks.
The Pokemon Legends EA was at.
Welcome to the world of juvenile kids that think that Pokemon is the best. And actually, I heard of a case where a peaceful store, and it was close by to where I live. Can't mention where I live, but close by to where I live. Two scalpers got into a one stabbed one of them, and the other one, once he was stabbed, shot the other one outside this mom and pop's store over fucking Pokemon cards. I'm not even joking. That shit's wild. And they do this because they think they're gonna make the way I know it is you open these packs up, right, to resell maybe one, maybe two, maybe three really rare cards. It's a net negative gain. You can't just resell all of them. You can only sell the rarest of the rare, and usually there's only like one, two. You might not even get that lucky. You might even get none. So it's a net negative out of nothing. You're not gaining anything besides maybe one, and if you're lucky, two.
Yep. Also, I did just put up a new poll. Are Pokemon cards worth threatening people over? I put yes or no as the answer. Go vote in that poll chat and let me know what you think about is Pokemon worth threatening people over? Because this shit's just fucking ridiculous. So that's another thing too. Black Putin brings up a great point that literally the only cards you can resell and make profit off of these days are literally the rare ones. That's it. So Pokemon's literally not worth investing into. But yeah, people are not gonna listen like always. And people will continue to be fucking crazy assholes over goddamn Pokemon cards. Oh my god, I can't get this Pokemon card. I'm gonna threaten to rip you off your head. Like, fuck off. These people are just so fucking retarded and stupid.
Then why did you stay in Mexico?
Well, apparently, the story goes a little crazier than that. The fact that the Pokemon trading card game has created its own mini economy isn't news, yeah. But back when it launched in the late 90s, there were accusations that it was encouraging gambling amongst kids, with many schools banning the cards from the playgrounds. I mean, I wouldn't associate it with gambling, but it's definitely a gateway. I know several people who start off with Pokemon cards, and before you know it, they're at the VLTs. In more recent years, however, the market for collectible cards has risen to hitherto unseen levels of insanity, driven by the fact that the children who grew up with Pokemon in the 90s and 2000s are now adults. Yeah, good luck telling them that. A lot of those Pokemon fans seem to forget they are adults, sadly, and can invest heavily in picking up the rarest examples. And the high prices...
That's another thing, too. It's like you telling Pokemon fans to be adults. It's like telling libtards not to be violent. Like, it's not going to go anywhere. They're just going to do the opposite.
have predictably encouraged inopportunistic scalpers moving in, drawn by the promise of turning small purchases into hundreds of dollars. Again, just you're better off investing in stocks. You're better off buying coins and trying to exchange those and trade those for money. Like, there's a much better things to invest your money in, but like nobody ever explained to these people that one day you're gonna have to fucking grow up. One day you're gonna have to stop.
One day you're gonna have to move on from Pokemon. One day you're gonna have to go up and move on from Pokemon and stop playing Pokemon and stop investing your life into Pokemon cards. You're gonna have to change the way you live. Sorry, I know that's hard to hear, Pokemon fans, but that's just the truth.
Buying Pokemon cards and toys and games, and you're gonna have to start doing some real shit with your life.
Oh, Gabriel's here. Let's pull him in. What is up?
Yeah,
Gabe?
I've been here for like half an hour, dude. Come on.
What? No, you haven't. You literally told me you wasn't gonna come in until the Nintendo segment.
Yeah, I did that, but you know, I had other. Apparently, all the other stuff worked out pretty quickly. I found an apartment in Indiana for $500 instead. Thank you, Billy. So yeah, apparently I will probably be getting housing. The guy I was just texting with the guy before, so hopefully I can get this place pretty quickly because I've overstayed my welcome in this shed. Let me
have to move out of the box shed, unfortunately. Let's continue.
Yeah, let me introduce myself before I do this.
All right, we're in the middle of a segment.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Introduce yourself real quick, and we need to get back.
Yeah, hi guys, the guy in the shed. Let's get this Pokemon thing done because I want to actually see this retarded thing where people are apparently scalping Pokemon cards. Is that it?
Yeah, they're scalping Pokemon cards. They're threatening to rip people's heads off over Pokemon cards and being violent over Pokemon.
They're cardboard. Cards. What the fuck?
I know, but that's the thing, to be more violent and shit about it.
And not even that. I mean, does anybody even play Pokemon anymore?
No, Pokemon's not worth anything. But the only people that play Pokemon are people that haven't moved on from 2016 or 2015. They're trying so hard to hold on to it, but they don't realize it's like Pokemon's dead. Pokemon's not what it used to be.
Oh, did they mention the wizard? What was it? I think it was called Wizarding Place or Wizarding something. There was like a place over in, I think it was LA or something, where they broke in and stole like millions of Pokemon cards and shit. This was like a few years back, but I'm sure it was in this news thing.
Probably was. It probably was reference. We'll see if it gets reference.
I told the story. I'll tell you real quick here. Basically, there was a stabbing and a shooting. Two people got into a heated spat that led to that. One guy stabbed the other guy, and the other guy whipped out a gun and shot him over Pokemon cards near my town.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yes, I know that one. Yeah, that's the one from the news I remember.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. This world's going to shit.
This world is going to shit. Like, that's the thing. It's like, this is going to shit. It's not what it used to be. In fact, all these games and shit. Like,
what the hell happened to your mic, bro?
What do you mean? What happened to my mic? Can you not hear me?
Now you're back. You're back.
Yeah, your mic kind of glitched out, bro.
I know people in my real life who have had loved ones walk out on them because they have severe addiction to this kind of crap. I'm
Is
not
that actually true? Like, does Tenga actually know people that loved ones walked out over them being addicted to Pokemon? Is that actually a thing?
Not
No,
Pokemon.
I think he's making shit up.
No,
He's a-
not Pokemon addiction itself. Like it can be anything.
No, I know, but he just. But did you not hear what he said? He literally said that he knows people that have had loved ones walk out on them over their addiction and love for Pokemon because they rather go on Pokemon than spend time with the loved ones. In fact, Tenga has said this multiple times on multiple different coverages.
Are you sure it's about
Yeah.
Pokemon? I thought it was about beer and alcohol and shit.
No.
Oh my God, Gatler! Did you? Oh my God.
You could play it back.
Yes, I'm gonna play it back because you can't hear right. Sorry.
because I know people in my real life who have had loved ones walk out on them because they have severe addiction to this kind of crap. I'm not.
See, there it is. So I don't know why you're saying I didn't.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
What would alcohol
joke-
and drug addiction have to do with Pokemon anyway?
Yeah,
Why would
I
you
don't know.
talk
Gat
about
was
that?
just bringing it up because for some reason he didn't hear what Fratangus said. But it's all good.
Ugh.
It's pathetic. I wish I could feel sorry for them, but I don't. Because it's all just a matter of growing up.
What is up, Tor? And also for people on the panel and people watching, make sure you guys go leave the like on the stream, and also make sure y'all comment in the chat and stuff like that. Also, make sure y'all keep supporting the show and welcome in, Torin. Do you have any opinions on this Pokemon thing so far? People literally threatening people over this shit, over dumb Pokemon cards and all that.
It's nothing new, honestly.
It is nothing new. Like Getler brought up a situation 5 years ago of it happening in LA. It's like people really need to stop obsessing over Pokemon.
Of course, it was L.A.
And that's the thing. And I don't know if you heard this, but Fratanga said that he knows people in his personal life that loved ones walked out on them over Pokemon. Literally Pokemon, over them being addicted to Pokemon. That is fucking sad if that's true. That's really fucking.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I forgot. Never mind. Oh wait, I remember now. Yeah, unfortunately, the trend started because of fucking Logan Paul. That's what I was going to tell you about. Yeah, if Logan Paul hadn't pulled that base set first edition Charizard, we probably wouldn't be seeing people scalping Pokemon cards. Because there was a long time where no one actually gave a shit about the cards.
Do you think Pokemon cards are even worth scalping and worth all this just energy?
Some of the older ones, yeah. And a few of the newer ones, I will say. Some of them, there's actually a lot of money to be had with some of the older ones. Like, I have one that technically unlimited is about worth like $200, maybe more. And that's an old set. Like,
I just don't think Pokemon cards are worth all this trouble and threatening to rip people's heads.
yeah,
Obviously, like, let's be real. I know these people are not going to literally do it. They're just doing it because they're angry. But still, it's just like, it makes you look fucking retarded.
Yeah. Basically, all these people are trying to look for the next base set Charizard, essentially. That's why they're scalping these cards as hard as they are.
Yep. And you are right about that. All right, let's continue.
It's the same
The
reason.
end result,
What was that?
It's the same reason why Ty Beanie Babies were scalped. Everyone was looking for the next Royal Blue Peanut the Elephant or the next Original 9. Back when Ty Beanie Babies were in full swing.
I haven't heard about Beanie Babies and like.
Oh yeah, that was back. Ironically, it was around the same time Pokemon first had its boom in popularity that Ty Beanie Babies also were skyrocketing in popularity. 1999, 2000, that era.
It's crazy.
Yep, it is.
sadly, is that younger Pokemon fans are being denied the chance to grab cards for themselves. Again, yes, this is for kids. And all the adults are coming in and ruining this for the
That's
children.
another thing. Pokemon's literally for kids, yet all these adults want to get first pickings for some reason. like, what are all these adults even still doing here buying Pokemon cards? If they're not even going to resell them, like they're just doing it to enjoy it, and they're being little kids, and they're not growing up, and they're ruining it for the actual kids that do enjoy Pokemon.
Oh no, it's an investment for these adults, basically.
No, you do know a lot of these adults don't even invest in Pokemon. They just buy, and never get any money back whatsoever.
Oh yeah, no, that's their mindset with this. A lot of these scalpers and a lot of these people buying from the scalpers, a lot of them see them as an investment. It's like crazed toy collectors or any other kind of collector like that.
Yeah.
That's who it's for. They just don't get that. They are very selfish and very immature. British news outlet The Guardian has been speaking to retailers and fans to get their take on the current state of the Pokemon trading card game in the UK, and is not particularly pleasant reading. Ben Thayer, the owner of the independent store Bath TCG, says, "My staff had customers."
Yeah.
When I was a kid, an old woman was killed leaving Walmart for a Nintendo 64. Is that actually true, Torin?
I've never heard of this story, but I wouldn't put it past him.
Damn, if that is actually true, John, then that is fucked. That is
Also,
really fucked.
What the hell is going on with your mic, Triton?
Wait, what? Can you not hear me? Hello?
Oh no, I can hear you. It's just that your mic is like really muffled for some reason. Like there's.
You fucking hear me, you fucking faggot.
I just said yes.
Okay, so why are you complaining?
I said I'm hearing muffled sounds coming from your mic, though.
I don't know. Are you sure that's from me?
It could be feedback from Getler too.
Mute your fucking mic, Getler. Sorry, I don't mean to be an asshole, but I'm just trying to run this segment. I'm not trying to deal with no technical bullshit. You fucking idiot. I'm gonna rape you. Rape everybody. All right, I'm gonna continue this.
All right.
Threatening to come back and rip their heads off. It's become quite unpleasant at times. I've heard of other stores where people have been attacked or there have been
is my mic better? Am I muffled now? Hello? Hello?
Oh no,
Hello?
you're good. You're good
All
now.
right.
robberies. Well, those attacks and robberies might be from a different demographic, UK, but we're here to talk about that.
You said something. You said something about a certain group of people. What?
Oh, it was a joke. It was a
which
joke.
group were you
It
talking
was a
about?
joke, but it didn't land as much as I thought.
We've even seen people who buy our products and list them immediately on Facebook while still in our carrier bags. Oh, the lack of shame is insane. Or
I know, the lack of shame is fucking insane. Like, what the fuck?
sell it right outside the shop. We're even anxious to put stuff on the shelf for the public.
Apparently the story is real, because it was released right before Christmas, and she
Yeah,
was buying it for her
1996, yeah.
grandkids. Someone killed her and stole it when she was leaving the store. Did that person ever get prosecuted by chance for that? Or is that person still on the loose?
This was all the way back in '96, by the way. That's when the Nintendo 64 came out.
Yeah, now I was not even born then, so I don't know anything about that. But that is
I don't think you were even a sperm yet.
No, exactly. I wasn't even a sperm yet. If I was just in my dad's balls. I don't know. I was like 12 at the time. That's fair.
Yeah, I was like 6.
I was nothing, so
Because we just don't want to entice that sort of behavior. They're outright pulling Pokemon stuff off the shelves because it's negatively affecting their business. This is insane. I mean, it's not far from being believable, though, because I have witnessed this very ugly side of the Pokemon fandom. We used to sell whole boxes.
I have 2 on Twitter. In fact, like I said, the Pokemon fandom and Nintendo fandom tried canceling me for wanting to interview Fatanga, but then it just made Fatanga's notifications blow up and make him say yes to it. So these fucking idiots actually got me an interview with Fatanga without realizing it.
Of booster packs, but now we've had to stop doing that and even place limits on the individual packs. I mean, that's how you should be doing it, ideally.
Also, Black Putin, you could unmute. Sorry for yelling at you over the mic being muffled. I didn't know if it was me or not, but you're good to unmute because it probably was on my end.
Fortunately, Pokemon cards might be more destructive to society than crack. Like, you can't cure Pokemon retardation in these grown-ass adults. You can get...
Hey, Black Putin, question. How do you cure Pokemon retardation?
Okay, so what you do, okay, and I'm gonna be dead ass honest. You tell them, and I quote, you need to get a job by the end of the month. If you don't, we are going to take all your Pokemon stuff, we are going to sell it, and if you don't move out by the end of the month after, when you have that job and you can sustain the job, then we are going to make bank on your Pokemon stuff, and you are going to be living on the streets after that 1 month if you do not have a job.
I agree with that, because that's the thing. If you're gonna come on and fucking just spend most of your time defending Pokemon, you better at least have a fucking job or be making money and contributing
Yeah,
to society.
there's this video I saw a few years back of people opening up the old classic of Pokemon packs, like, you know, Fossil, Jungle, and Base Set, and they were basically spinning a wheel, deciding what kind of terrible things they do to the cards. A Raichu card ended up in a bottle of Vaseline, and someone took a flamethrower to a Slowbro card from Fossil.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
God, I haven't been in the Pokemon scene for a while. You mentioning names just fucking confused the shit out of me.
Don't
Okay,
worry.
guys, sorry about that. I had to go inside and get something, but
You are good, man. Welcome back, Gabriel. Hopefully you're doing well.
well, it depends on the circumstances.
people off crack, but you can't get people off the Pokemon stack. Demand has consistently outstripped supply in the world of Pokemon TCG for a few years now, but Dyer thinks a correction is perhaps on the way, although it may not last for very long. Curious about that, because what could happen to fix this? Like, you can't fix Pokemon fans. There are signs of the market cracking. Whoa! Wait, what? Prices of singles are coming down. Sealed products are coming down. People aren't as ferocious as they once were. There's also a lot of people now thinking Christmas is soon and I need some money because I've not made what I was hoping for from reselling cards. So we'll see it dip, but then early 2026 brings Pokemon's 30th anniversary. So I think we'll see another crazy period.
I don't think we'll see another crazy period. I'm gonna be real.
What are the card going for today anyway?
What was that?
It's
How
not
much
just
are the Pokemon cards selling for today?
Depends on the card, honestly, and also the set.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't hear what he asked. But
yeah, so like how much on average? Because when I was a kid, they were like what, $3-4 back.
Well, the older cards are going for hundreds.
Look up this Triton. If you want to look it up for him, there's a card in particular I know of that you can see how much it's going for. It's called Charizard First Edition Holographic Original.
Base set. It's called
base
set Charizard.
Charizard.
Base set.
Charizard base set.
Ain't no way it's going for hundreds of dollars. Get the fuck out.
Actually, that card's going for thousands of dollars.
It's $139.6.
$139?
No.
Yeah.
Let him finish, dumbass.
Go ahead.
That's what it says on here. It says $139.
No. Hold on.
For PSA 10, handmade first edition, holographic.
That's not the right price. Hold on.
You could probably text a torrent. Text him the link.
I sold my card. My whole
link
card
for
$50.
Google and it's saying $139.
It's $11,000 for a PSA 7 card. Just so you know.
What?
11,000? What the hell?
What the fuck? God, we were on that land speculating. Fuck that. Well, you got to do card speculating. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know. That's why these people are going so crazy over them.
Yeah, that was
the fuck, bro.
Here,
but that was one of
the eBay link to the card I was looking at. That's a PSA 7. PSA 10 probably goes for even more than that.
Yep.
Oh
I got ripped
my
the fuck off. I
God.
sold a bunch
Yeah,
of
it's
bunch of
15
original cards, a whole book of original cards for $50 at a garage sale. Are you fucking kidding me? I got fucked.
PSA 1 goes for like $6,000. That's insane.
Fuck!
What the
That's what I had.
Nintendo's
God
so
damn it.
fucking. Now y'all
Yeah,
know.
but do you
Now
not
y'all
know
think
that
that
those
like
aren't in
scam.
circulation anymore?
Yeah, those cards
I
are out
don't
of
know
print.
shit
That's why
about
they're
cards.
expensive.
I don't know shit about cards. To me, they were just cardboard. God damn it. Fuck. That was worth a shit.
I
Dude,
hard.
PSA
I
8's 29,000.
I hard crash. Ha ha ha. Uh-oh. Looks like Robbie
PSA
crashed.
10.
GG. Well, fucking GG's, bro. GG's.
I don't know what it is with StreamYard and Robbie's computer. It's like StreamYard and Robbie's computer.
Because it's not Robbie's computer, it's Dan's computer, and it's because Dan basically screwed him. He sold him a broken computer,
Oh, that's why.
and he sold him a broken computer in exchange.
Okay, so that's why StreamYard hasn't been working for Robbie all week. So I was confused. I was like, it works for me just fine. He was like, no, StreamYard. Nah, it's the computer. It makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's because the problem is the computer. Oh my god! So the computer's like filled with malware and shit, and so like he basically got ripped off by Dan.
Send it to me. I'll take care of the malware.
All right.
Oh my god, he tried to open it and work on it, man. He tried to work on it and put like a new hard drive in and shit, and he can't even do that because the whole computer's just completely foobarred. It's so fucking
Pokemon's
funny.
30th
And the fact that Dan pulled the
Let's
fast
get
one.
back into the video.
anniversary is
yeah.
in 2026. I'll be sure to be there and roast and trash this entire franchise. So stay tuned for that. And the comments are even crazier. Check this out. Most normal retailers near me stopped selling it outright. Only dedicated hobby stores still sell it. I'll never.
It's which I don't know. I haven't been to the card shop locally here, but does anyone know if that's happening in your areas where they stopped like outright?
I haven't
selling
paid
it?
attention.
There was I believe 2 weeks ago, there was a shooting, not the same one I'm talking about, but there was a shooting where that same store set. So I would imagine they're still going at it about Pokemon. So if not somebody else.
I know in New Jersey, where I was, they had originally put the cards behind like security locks and shit. And then they just stopped selling them altogether. Like you can't even get them in Hobby Lobbies.
So it is true then. Okay, that's sad. That tells you Pokemon is really falling downhill lately in 2025. Now 2026 soon.
Well, like I was saying, man. Like I mean, this stuff. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Do you guys remember Yu-Gi-Oh craze? Well, I'm sure Gitler actually remembers the Yu-Gi-Oh craze.
Yeah,
remember when that first came out?
I remember it too.
Yeah, when they first came out, you were trying to get your hands on all the pieces of Exodia. You would kill to get them, and then there would be the Winged Dragon of Ra, Obelisk the Tormentor.
Yeah, and those cards weren't even technically competitively viable at the time because they were the crappy no effect ones.
Yeah,
so like I mean, it's the same thing. It's just like basically Yu-Gi-Oh. Essentially, it's going to hit a crescendo, and just basically the whole trade's just going to end.
Yep,
pretty much so.
But yeah, basically the reason why people are going so crazy is during the pandemic. Logan Paul did a stream where he got a base set booster, first edition base set booster box, right? And he basically opened it on the stream, right? And he had an appraiser guy with him, right?
Yep.
And
I actually remember this too, but go ahead.
But yeah, that he got the base set first edition Charizard out of that set. And when people found out how much it was worth, they went literally fucking insane and started scalping Pokemon cards. Nobody had bothered to scalp Pokemon cards before then.
Yeah,
at least not since the late 90s.
Basically, Logan Paul made scalping Pokemon cards popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially, as with everything, every evil starts with Logan Paul.
Yeah,
literally, every evil does start with Logan Paul. It's always Logan Paul involved in this shit. And
yeah.
Not the young generation.
Or Jake. Or Jake Paul.
It used
Yeah,
to be
because-
Jake Paul, but Jake Paul hasn't really been doing that dumb shit lately. Ever since he started,
Jake Paul's been rather quiet.
yeah, he's been rather
Yeah.
quiet, just focusing on his career. But Logan Paul's still a shit talker and is still kind of.
I mean, it started all when they did that freaking video in the Suicide Forest, and then moved on, and then then the Pokemon cards. I can't remember. There's another thing that they did. I guess a boxing match. It's like every evil just starts with the Paul brothers, bro.
Yep, every evil starts with the Paul brothers, unfortunately.
But yeah, no one had really bothered scalping Pokemon cards up until that point since the late 90s.
Yep.
Back when Pokemania was going full swing in 1999 and 2000.
Yeah, so it's basically the evils of the Paul brothers.
Yep.
I understand why people are so fanatically obsessed with obtaining cardboard that costs like 4 cents to print. It'd be one thing if you were
I
actually
just
playing
explained
the
why.
game, but with so many people throwing thousands of dollars just at
Right.
owning the stupid things, it's insanely eye-rolling to
That's
me.
another thing too. It's like that's why I like doing reactions because Frit doesn't bring up like a lot of the good points. Like he doesn't bring up that Logan Paul was the one that caused the whole scalper thing to happen. Like that's why they're doing it because they're all following a stupid douchebag YouTuber.
Let's see if I
They're
can
like,
leave
if this
for a
guy
moment
can get
so
this
that
much
we
money
can-
out of those, I want that too.
Yeah,
Literally.
exactly. That's how they saw. They're like, oh, if Logan Paul can get this much money, that means I can. And not only that, but
Apparently,
a lot of his audience are kids too. So
a PSA
they don't
10
even know
first
that.
edition Charizard goes for about $1 million. That's if it's PSA 10.
Why the fuck is it that man? Pokemon's a ripoff. Don't invest in the Pokemon cards, ladies and gentlemen. They're not
First-
worth it.
Yeah,
Things-
no other card is ever going to get that expensive, people. Trust me on this.
Well, my main concern is what are you gonna do once you spend all that money on that one card?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I could buy a
But,
cheap. I could actually technically buy one of those PSA graded cards now, but I don't want one.
Yeah, but like you spend all that money. Why would you spend all that money and then you have nothing in the bank?
Exactly. Why would I do that? I don't want it.
You're basically throwing a shitload of money at some seller that might, and this might happen, might actually rip you off.
Yeah,
And-
it could be a counterfeit for all you know.
Yeah,
Yep, it definitely is a counterfeit for sure.
No, I mean it could be a counterfeit because there are a lot of people that sell fake cards.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Anyway,
I wonder if scalpers see what they're doing and just don't care about it. I wish all scalpers of very lose all the money on your bank accounts. I will say some of the card art is simply beautiful, but yeah, the collection has gone rather out of control. I mean, I don't understand the value. Like, a Pokemon card can't get you through anything in life, realistically. Like, it holds no actual value. I mean, well, no, that's not true. Like, if we reach apocalyptic times and people have nothing to burn, those Pokemon cards will serve as fuel for a bit, I guess. I'm just thinking about all the toxic...
man, I'm not gonna lie. If we were
He
in the
destroys rare Pokemon.
apocalypse-
Oh my god.
Hold on, if we're in the apocalypse, I would just do bonfires, burn nothing but Pokemon cards the whole time. Pokemon cards will be useful in the apocalypse for that, but in modern times, in the apocalyptic times, Pokemon cards are no value. Like, what value is a Pokemon card these days? And I want y'all to be honest too.
well, nothing. That's
There
the
we
thing.
go.
fumes that'll come out of that burning pile, and how nice it'll be to take a big whiff of that and lose all your brain cells and give yourself cancer. But yeah, it's a real problem. And then the Guardian is also reporting on this too. Kids can't buy them anywhere. How Pokemon cards became a stock market for millennials. Funny, that's exactly what I just said. Pokemon has been huge since the late...
That's funny.
Also, people will stop buying Pokemon cards when they realize it's not safe for their kids to have them.
Oh no, they'll stop buying when the reality sinks in that nothing will be as expensive as that Charizard.
Mm-hmm. And also when reality sinks in that Pokemon shit and that And once the kids are not interested, once they're teenagers, that's when parents really stop buying. Is once the kids are mature enough and are actually like probably like six, like in their teenage years, and they realize, you know what, this is a waste of time. This is a waste of my life. I could be entertained doing something else, playing another game.
By the way, guys, I have that Charizard.
How much did you have to pay for it, if you don't mind sharing?
Nothing. I got it in a pack.
Have you? You can actually take your cards to GameStop now and have them PSA graded, right?
Yeah, no, I'm going to keep that in storage. It's good storage. It's
Well, I mean, PSA grading causes the value of the card to go up. Just so you know.
I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll keep doing that.
I think I can't remember how much it costs per card, but you can like go to GameStop and they'll like mail it to PSA and grade it for you.
But I'm not going to sell it because it was part of my childhood.
Oh no, don't sell it. But if it's worth, it'll be twice as valuable in the PSA after it's PSA graded.
But I'm not going to sell it. That's the thing. Why would I want something?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yep, that is true.
I'm actually thinking about selling my cards, honestly, just because I don't want them anymore.
Yeah, well, they're from my childhood, so I keep them.
Yeah, my most expensive card is Shiny Mewtwo from Neo Destiny, and that's because it was an ultra rare card in the set. It's an unlimited card though, so it's not like the.
Wait, so Thor, how much money are your cards worth?
Well, I checked that card in particular. I can't remember how much it was, but it was quite a lot. I think it was somewhere around the $300 range. Not like groundbreaking or anything, but
imagine shitty Pokemon cards actually be worth $300. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, this one, since it's an unlimited run card and not a first edition, it's only worth like $300.
How's it worth 300? How are cards worth all this money when it
rarity, print run number, difficulty to preserve? Those are taken into account. There's one Pokemon set that's really hard to find in mint condition because I don't know why.
It's like the rarity of something.
Yeah, it's based on the rarity, and yeah, like the Pokemon Neo Revelations, that set, the hollows are notorious for getting easily scratched and dented. So those cards usually go for a lot more than some of the other sets.
And it seems
Neo Destiny, the set my Mewtwo card's from, is like it's from it had a limited print, unlimited, and the first set.
By the way, too, Robbie, do you have any thoughts on any of this going on right now?
What about a Pokemon cards?
Yeah, the Pokemon card thing about people literally saying they're gonna rip the staff of the card shop's owner's head off over this shit.
Yeah, pieces of cardboard.
Pieces of cardboard, I know.
It's kind of funny how they glorify pieces of paper with ink on it.
Yeah, I can understand the older ones.
Their lives for it.
Yeah, I can understand the older ones because those have been around a very long time, but they're doing it with newer sets too.
They are doing it with newer sets.
And that's the crazy part about it. They think they're going to have some big bangers in these new sets, which maybe they will, maybe they won't. I haven't saw many cards go from the newer sets go over like 300. Unless it's like a promotional card or something.
90s. Millions of people have fond memories of playing the original red and blue games or trading cards in the playground for that elusive shiny Charizard. If your school didn't ban them. The franchise has only grown since then, but where the trading cards are concerned, things have taken an unexpected and unfortunate turn. It's now impossible to get your hands on newly released cards thanks to an insane rise in reselling and scalping over the past year. Now, this is true because my sister took my nephew over to Walmart trying to get him some Pokemon cards. Now, all I remember is that Pokemon cards were literally right there where the candy is on the checkout aisle. They were like so readily available. You could just grab them. They were within your reach. But now they keep them behind glass with a bunch of security locks because it's a huge problem. Not only do people steal them in droves, but once they are on a shelf, crowds of people will swarm and physically hit each other and fight over them. It's a real problem. I'm not even
Just like how Karens fight each other over Black Friday. That's literally what these Pokemon fans are doing. They're fighting each other over dumbass shit. They're literally treating this as like this is some Black Friday deal, some Black Friday discounts or some shit. Oh, like it's just fucking retarded. The fucking fighting over each other and all that. It's just fucking over a piece of fucking cardboard that's not even worth anything. This piece of cardboard is not worth shit.
Yeah, they're really not.
kidding you. This actually
No, like what have Pokemon cards have done for you, Thorin, ever since you had them?
Nothing really.
They
just
haven't
sit
benefited
in my
you in
binder.
any way.
I used to play the trading card game back in the day, but it got boring because I didn't really have anyone except relatives to play with. I never went to any tournaments or anything like that.
Therein lies the problem. And
Yeah, it was really hard to find locals.
I was the same way, Torn. They're all in my binder in a safe in storage.
Yeah, I was actually one of the few kids growing up that actually wanted to play the card game. Like, there were a lot of people, they just wanted to collect the cards and have them back when Pokemania was in full swing. But I actually wanted to play the card game. I wanted to learn how to play it, and I eventually did learn how to play it. Unfortunately, I didn't really have many people to play it with.
And that's the thing too. And my brother, my blood brother, experienced the same thing because he had a bunch of Pokemon cards, but he never really played with them at all. Never really done anything. So he just ended up just fucking throwing them away because he never did anything. Like when he got older, he just threw them out.
He probably could have just sold them for a profit.
He probably could, but no one wanted to buy him over there in the mountains.
Oh yeah, that's probably because of the fact that there was a dead period for Pokemon until like
when he was trying to sell the cards, it was during the dead period where no one gave a fuck, so he just ended up throwing them away.
Yeah,
and I think it
Pokemon
makes
Go is
you
what really
have.
Pokemon Go was both a peak for Pokemon and also an end, I think.
Yeah,
because it brought the series back into the limelight after so many years of people just, kind of ignoring it, except hardcore fans. But it also brought terrible people to the circle, and also it made Nintendo not want to put in much effort in their games.
Yep, and ever since the Pokemon Go era, Pokemon has been just falling, declining, and all the fan base is filled with is just ball washers that don't know how to think for themselves.
Exactly.
actually happens. It's a frenzy. Like they see some fucking gay ass Pokemon card and they immediately do some gay shit like, oh, get out of my way. Literally grab a kid, throw him 5 feet in the air just to get their hands on these things. I've seen it. Well, minus, the throwing the kid part, but I have seen them physically fight each other. Selling on your old cards to collectors has always been part of the hobby.
Man, you should have filmed it and posted it on your channel of them fighting. That's what I would do if I see Pokemon fans fight in public.
He doesn't really have.
I would be like,
he doesn't really have to. There's plenty of footage of it on YouTube.
I know, but I would love to.
fighting.
I would love to be the content of that. I would love to record in live.
Yes,
I would do an
Gabriel,
IRL
he
stream.
is
I would
on
be
something.
like emergency IRL stream. 2 Pokemon retards are fighting.
Baseball cards or Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards can sometimes go for thousands of pounds. However, the resale market for Pokemon has climbed so high that even new cards are valued at hundreds before they've even been released. The latest set, Phantasmal Flames, had a rare special illustration Charizard that was being valued at more than 600 before anyone had even found one. When a pack of cards retails at about $4,
$600.
there's a huge
That's
potential
really a gold mine these days.
profit to be had. This has led to a speculative stock market developing around the card game, with adults snapping up all the cards they can get their hands on, making it impossible for kids who may actually want to collect them or play the game associated with the cards to get their hands on it. It's become quite unpleasant at times. I've heard stories where people have been attacked or there have been robberies. Online via retailers such as Amazon, you can only request to buy Pokemon cards, after which everyone is entered into an opaque raffle for the chance to buy them in the real world. Meanwhile, resellers will queue for hours outside shops, hover around shelves as if they're being restocked, and buy up every item before anyone else can.
This is some crazy over-level obsession. Like, it's okay to like a game, it's okay to buy a lot of stuff from the game, but this level of obsession, it's way too fucking easy.
Most people use TCG Player for like older Pokemon cards, because you can find really badly damaged cards on there that, for like the older sets, that are like you know.
Yeah, but who would want damaged cards?
Well, you can get them at a cheaper price. That's why. And if they're old enough, they're still pretty valuable, even damaged.
See it. All just to buy box. They're often kept sealed for later resale. My staff had customers threatening to come back and rip their head off, says Ben. Yeah, we read that in the other article. So, yeah, it's being mass reported here. Everybody's talking about it. Finley Pink from Keynesham traveled to Bath TCG to arrive almost 2 hours before opening time to secure some cards. Jesus Christ. Going all the way to the UK and arriving 2 hours early just for cardboard? He was first in a line of 40 people. This is the first set I've arrived early for, as I've been unable to get cards at other times. It's a real struggle to find them, he tells us. Scalpers are making it impossible to find cards. It's crazy. And YouTubers talking up the money are making things even crazier. Adding to the issue of scalpers is the popularity of YouTubers and TikTok influencers recording themselves opening packs, flicking through the contents at mesmerizing speed, and listing the card values as they go, exaggerating reactions when they find a hit. Common cards are discarded and only high-value cards matter. The joy of collecting or playing for fun is no longer the point. It's all about maximizing value. Pete Sessions, a project manager from Bristol, attended a Pokemon play night at the shop with his son, Alfie, and is concerned about influencers' impact on the hobby for his child. He's been into Pokemon for a few years, but just got into collecting the cards over the past 6 months. I've had to ask shops when their stock drop days are just to try to find some, he tells us. Alfie watches YouTube.
Yeah, because Pokemon cards and they're just not worth that much, and that's why they're not in any of the stores anymore or anything like that. It's fucking trash that's not even worth anything anymore.
And he's become very aware of the value of cards. I'm worried about the perception that it's easy to make loads of money when that probably isn't the case. It isn't. This is a very bad investment. Do not do this. I can't stress enough, don't do this. People are opening these amazing cards on stream, but you don't know how many thousands of packs they've probably gone through or how much money they've spent, adds Steyer. So then they feed you the good stuff, that dopamine hit, and you think, oh, I can do that, and then you spend a silly amount of money hoping to get one hit. Man, just go do substances. I'm saying, if you're looking for a dopamine hit, a cheap dopamine hit, chances are there's somebody on your...
Honestly, Pokemon fans couldn't even handle drugs because, let's be real, they're all a bunch of pussies. So that's just terrible advice because they're all little kids in their minds. Like, they may be physically like 20, 40, but mentally they're still 5. So we gotta treat them like 5-year-olds, unfortunately.
Yep.
Block selling a cheap dopamine hit. Don't go and spend hundreds of dollars on cardboard. You fucking morons. The hype around potentially making hundreds of...
They're not going to listen. Like, that's the truth. These people are not going to listen. They haven't listened to us a year ago. They haven't listened to us a few months ago. And they're definitely not going to listen to us now because guess what? They still keep doing it. This is just a lost cause because these people are fucking... They can't be saved. I keep telling people this. Pokemon fans cannot be saved because they would have been saved a long time ago if they could have been saved.
Yeah. The speculative bubble they're creating is eventually going to burst. And when that happens, they're going to be stuck with a crap ton of cards that nobody wants. And then
we're
people are going to
be-
laugh at
We're
them.
going to be in the corner saying, "We told you so. We told you so." Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, totally.
Pounds by just opening a pack of cards has resulted in a volatile market to the point that people now use apps as collector to track their card portfolio for price rises and falls. It also led to devious practices such as selling fake cards or opening and reselling packs after swapping out any rare cards. And that's all before the added layer of the card grading industry comes into play. Cards can be sent to independent organizations who rate and seal cards, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Here's an interesting stat, though. Despite the fact that the Pokemon Company printed 10.2 billion cards in the year to March 2025, they're still struggling to keep up with demand. Well, keep in mind, this is a bunch of waste. Most people are buying packs, ripping them open, and just discarding everything in there if it doesn't contain what they want. So that demand is all a part of a gamble, really. Like the Pokemon trading card game is a gateway drug into gambling. That's why the demand is high, because everybody's hoping one day they're going to get a card pays for everything in their life, even though no such card actually exists.
All right, go ahead.
There was actually an incident like several months back. I don't know if you recall this or not, where there was a Pokemon card giveaway in McDonald's of Japan, right?
Yes, I do remember this. Yeah, this is
People were literally buying meals and throwing their meals away just to get the cards. The same thing happened with McDonald's Teeny Beanie Babies.
There was a whole news article about that, about them buying the meals, wasting food just to get Pokemon cards.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
It really is.
People are doing it.
At least McDonald's fucking grifted them and took out the money, but still, it's fucking dumb.
Anyway, what's even funnier about that is a similar thing happened to the Teeny Beanie Babies promotion back in the late 90s with McDonald's. People were scooping up because they felt they were going to be worth a lot of money, and they were basically throwing away crap tons of food just to get the Happy Meals.
Okay, so now I might be wrong about this. There was something with golden Pokemon things. Was it McDonald's or was it Burger King? I can't remember which.
Oh no, those things were actually given out by request. They were. Are you talking about the little gold-plated cards that Burger King was giving out?
Way back in the, I'm talking about the first.
Yeah, I know the Burger King Pokemon promotion. I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about the gold-plated collector's cards, right? That
they came in a big ass Pokeball.
Yeah, they came in a big ass Pokeball.
Oh my god, I remember.
That was more of a thing aimed towards older people, whereas the kids' meals were aimed towards the kids.
Oh my god, that takes me back though. Like I remember when I got my first one.
I think I actually own all four, but I have no idea where they are.
You lucky bastard.
I don't remember people going as crazy for them as they were for the actual toys on the kids' meal, though. Honestly, you want to know the truth.
Yeah, well, I wanted them. I know I wanted all of them. I love them. They're cool as hell. Shiny.
Yeah, they kind of fade after a few years, though. They start turning silver instead of gold because they're gold-plated.
I thought that was the second version of them. No, the second version was smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and I think the Pokeball was also smaller, too.
I don't know if they did a second version. I know they had two runs of it. Once when the first movie was in theaters, and then again when the first movie landed on video. And the second run, they got rid of the plastic Pokeballs the toys were in due to the suffocation hazard thing.
Oh, that's so gay. Come on.
They reran the toys without the Pokeballs, basically. The plastic clip-on Pokeballs that were a suffocation hazard for children.
So stupid.
Yeah, and you know what's funny because of that? Hasbro started putting holes in their toy Pokeballs to prevent suffocation.
Oh my god, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Let's finish this up, and then we can get to the Timpool thing and get back and get to our other two topics, and then I'm gonna go smoke the rest of the day.
When approached for comment, it shared a statement from 7 months ago saying that the company is actively working to print more of the impacted Pokemon TCG products as quickly as possible and at maximum capacity. These guys
Presenting odd pieces.
Hey,
That looks so cool.
Get out of my
What
face.
is it?
have cracked the code. The Pokemon company knows what they're doing. They know that they're basically selling people useless pieces of cardboard. Toilet paper holds more value. You can wipe your ass with that. Try wiping your ass with a Pokemon card. Good luck. Hemorrhoids are coming your way. Fortunately, there are signs that the
Why have you
Already have
you
them.
d- have you tried doing that for Tenga? Is that why you know?
I already have them, and I haven't used Pokemon cards to wipe my ass.
Ew. Anyways,
reseller market is starting to
what did you get it from one of your from Eastex from one of your two girlfriends?
No, I got it from I don't know, being a fat fucking sitting around. I guess I don't know.
correct itself. No, I want it to be crazy. As more supply for older sets start to trickle back onto shelves, there are signs of the market cracking. Pieces of singles are coming down, sealed products are coming down. People aren't as ferocious as, yeah, we read that in the other article. But while many shops have now adjusted booster pack pricing to reflect their perceived value and make the most of the Pokemon card boom, Bath TCG refuses to give into that temptation. We won't do it to our customers. Well, bro, your customers are threatening to rip your head off. Yeah, you should probably go ahead and just screw them over. Screw Pokemon fans. Seriously, you can walk all over a Pokemon fan. Look at Game Freak. Look how they walk all over their fans. So I don't know why retailers won't do the same. Dyer says, it's hard as a business owner to say, I don't want to make more money, but I don't want to be another one of those shops remembered for scalping. Once the bubble bursts and everything goes back to normal, hopefully people will remember that we protected our community and looked after our players, that we ensured our local customers got cards at reasonable prices. Well, somebody's going to have to tell this guy, sorry, you're dealing with the most unhinged, violent.
By the way, too, Gabe, if you're still watching, you can hop back on because the segment's pretty much over. Before I'm gonna read the chats and then I'm gonna get everyone's perspective and catch up with the chat. Just freebasing cardboard. Pokemon is the new crocodile. But if Juice WRLD was still around, he would make a song about this. I think Fatanga is and something. Tell me how Uber is mad I didn't tip. Try and do a barrel roll. Fuck scalpers.
Fratanga is on something. He's on drugs. Lots of drugs.
Yeah, no, yeah. He ain't something, but he is on. In fact, yeah, I'm not gonna get into all that because that's his personal life. But anyways, I'm gonna add.
No, he talks about it all the time. He talks about doing
So
nitrous and
basically about done with the Nintendo segment, but I'm gonna get the channel's perspective on it, starting with Torin. Torin, what do you make of the Pokemon cards segment we just did?
I'm not surprised, and honestly, I actually gave most of my input during the reaction.
All right, Black Putin, what is your final input?
First part of Torns, I'm not surprised, and then the second part is that they're just, it's a gateway to gambling. Just introduce them to gambling; they might make more money in the end. And
Bobby, what is your final perspective on this segment? Okay, he's not here. Looks like Gabriel. What is your final perspective?
My final perspective is these Nintendo fans need to just discover drugs, bro.
I
At this
know.
point,
Drugs
I
would
agree
probably
with
be
you.
way cheaper than Pokemon cards. I'm gonna say that right now. Just buy a freaking ounce of freaking weed and just chill out. It's probably cheaper than buying Pokemon base packs and all that shit.
Yep.
Yeah, well, base set packs, the first edition ones, there's only a limited number of them around now. That's why they're so fucking expensive to get a booster box of, or even a pack. Like, I bet if I go on eBay right now and look and type in Pokemon base set unlimited,
Like I said, it would probably
and
be
how
way
much
cheaper.
a single booster pack is.
I bet you it would be cheaper to do drugs than it would be to buy booster packs. Specifically legal drugs. I gotta preface that. It has to be legal drugs. Nothing illegal.
even illegal would also be cheap too.
Yeah,
like,
but I don't want anybody doing illicit
nearly
drugs. I'd rather they do like
$600
legal.
for it's nearly $600 to over almost $2,000 to get a unlimited booster pack of the base set.
and they're
For
just
Christ's sake,
small
if you,
little packs. They're just small little packs, guys.
Yeah.
You're
11
thin.
additional game cards. Yes, they
For
have
Christ's sake,
11 randomly selected cards in them.
yeah, I mean, for Christ's sake, a 6-pack in Indiana goes for $6. I bet you it would be cheaper than buying a freaking base pack of Pokemon cards.
Yeah, that's
My
the thing.
my brother just texted me legendary dust stocks because it's an inside joke about Pokemon and the dust
Yeah.
stock Pokemon.
It's like I was saying in the comments. Like, I mean, it's just ridiculous. This whole thing is ridiculous. Scalping of cards, the scalping of houses. What else are we going to scalp? Cars next?
Wouldn't put it past them.
All right. I'm actually gonna end up skipping the temple thing because the recent clip I cannot find for some reason. Not only that, but y'all probably don't even give a fuck about temple.
Oh, okay. So you
it's-
want to do the other topic we talked
Yeah,
about?
yeah. The two other topics. Yeah, we'll do the two other topics, and after that, we'll end the show.
I gotta.
Okay, so
I gotta
Go
jump.
ahead and pull up. Wait, what's up, Getler?
I gotta jump out. I gotta go eat.
All right, you take care, man. Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
All right, so now let's pull this article up.
which one was it we were doing? Was it the border thing, or
we're gonna
was
do the first? We're gonna do the Fed has delivered enough rate, like basically lowers the interest rate segment. And I'm pulling up the article
okay?
right now.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm gonna leave for this segment because I think I'm done here pretty much.
Yeah, because you
Yes,
mainly
like,
want
not
to
on
talk
for
for
this.
the Nintendo thing.
Yeah.
You're good. You hope you have a good one too, Glitch.
Yeah. I figured you need my insight in that Nintendo topic anyway.
Yeah,
That's the main reason I came here. So yeah.
And then there were 3. Damn, a shame Toron doesn't like to talk about the federal stuff, but
All right. So the federal. So do you want to read it and explain, or you want me to?
hold on, I'm trying to see on my screen. Remember, I'm on mobile.
Just
Okay.
look at the. I have it pulled up. Just look at my screen I have pulled up.
Yeah, there's so much fucking pop-ups. Okay. The Federal Reserve on Wednesday lowered largest rates, interest rates again in a continued effort to keep the labor market intact, despite objections from several key Fed officials who believe the central bank should be prioritizing the higher costs of living instead. However, it may be the last rate cut for a while. In a post-meeting news conference, Chair Jerome Powell said additional rate cuts will be tougher to justify, frequently stressing that central bankers have now lowered rates 3 times this year. We are well positioned to wait to see how the economy evolves. So,
all right, go ahead.
Yeah. So they lowered it to a range between 3.5% to 3.75%, the lowest in more than 3 years. So now I'm gonna explain this. So for all you that don't know, interest rates are the reason why, for example, your money is worth a lot and why your money is actually worth jack. So the higher the interest rate, the more expensive houses will be, and the more, if you have a credit card, the higher the credit rate will be. So if you don't pay off your credit card in full, the rate will go through the roof, and of course, you'll actually be out of money. At the same time, there's also good interest rates, in which case your money earns. If you had money in a savings account at 3.75%, that would I can't really do the math well, but essentially, if you had $100, you'd probably get like $250.
Correct.
And it would evolve over the years. For example, my grandmother had a savings account for me, which I got when she passed this year. That savings account, she put 1,000 in around time I was born, 1998, and by this year it was worth $5,000. And that's because of the interest rates. Now, the reason why they're mentioning the whole, cost of living is because they're not going to actually lower the inflation rate, which you could do. But see, the problem is if they do lower the inflation rate, that will make anybody who has a shitload of money, it would basically make them penniless, which is why they're not actually lowering.
Makes them like more broke, basically.
Yes, and that's the problem.
So if you're ever wondering, dear viewers, if you're ever wondering why you're still making $16 an hour at a McDonald's, that is because of the Fed not actually going and getting rid of inflation and doing a cost of living adjustment, which would actually net you probably about $25 to $30 an hour, which should be what you're earning considering the rate of inflation has gone so high that you would have to earn $30 an hour to even be able to afford a house or at minimum a freaking apartment.
Yep.
So that's why. So if you ever want to complain about that, go to your local congressman and bitch to him about the fact that you need a cost of living adjustment. Eventually, with all the bitching, they'll do something.
Because the interest rate is what's making everything expensive right now in these days.
Yeah, but they're not lowering it for you, the common consumer. They're
lowering it for
the
themselves,
1%.
not lowering it for us. They could give two little shits about us.
Yeah, and that's a problem. So yeah, that's basically my 2 cents on it. There's not really much to talk about other.
Yeah, and honestly, my 2 cents on it is like they're going to lower it, but then it's just going to go back up again. So it's not going to even do anything for the consumer. The consumer is still going to benefit less, and the consumer is still going to get fucked over. So I feel like this is not even something to even be excited about because interest rates are just going to go back up again. So there's really no point in celebrating this.
Well, you see, the problem is it would go back down if they would just do a cost of living adjustment.
Yeah, but they don't want to do that. They want to make more money off of that. They want to screw over citizens, and they want to make more money. Like they care about themselves more than us. It's clear.
Yeah, because this is the thing, right? It's not about the working man. Nobody gives a fuck about the working man, though. If they read Machiavelli's The Prince, they would know that if you actually help the working man, you'd have a more stable government. No, instead, we'd rather be anti-socialist, federalist, and try to screw over the working man.
Yep. Basically trying to screw over the working man and fuck over the working man and prop up people that are not even working that just suck dick in politics.
And to basically harp on a subject you brought up before, they do the same thing in Israel. They do the same thing in Israel. The vast majority of Israelites over there are actually broke-ass freaking poor, living paycheck to paycheck. And the only people who aren't doing that are Netanyahu's.
Netanyahu's chief of staff, because Netanyahu only cares about himself. Same with their chief of staff. Netanyahu and his crew are pieces of fucking shit, terrible leaders. They mistreat their own people. Like, they don't even give a fuck about anybody that speaks out, even if you're Jewish, right? If you speak out and you're Jewish, they still will treat you like shit, like they do to everyone else.
Yep, and that's basically how it goes in the world. Yep. I mean, look at me. I'm living in a shed.
Yeah, look at him. He's literally living in a shed.
I literally fought for this fucking country. I didn't go overseas, but I was still here at home. God damn it, bro.
I know. You fought for our country and our freedom, and yet this is how you get treated. You get to live in a shed. And then you're supposed to have to leave the shed by tomorrow.
Not by tomorrow, by the end of the week, but close enough.
Oh, by Friday. Yeah, by Friday.
Yeah, I'm trying. I contacted that apartment complex for it. Hopefully that works well because.
Which, by the way, this is unrelated, but I am taking the next 2 days off of streaming, so you'll have those 2 days to figure everything out. And hopefully Saturday when you come back on the show, you'll be living.
This is the only thing keeping me sane.
Yeah, but tomorrow I got family stuff and all that, and I play. If there's stuff going on, we can stream Friday. I'll still be on the Discord and shit. It's just just kind of have to at least take 1 day off because I've been streaming every single day for the week.
I get it. It's just like with me, this is
okay. But if you want the Friday, I could we just have to figure out what we're talking about, but. Anyways, is there any more on this topic before we get to the next topic?
Nope, that's about it.
All right, so now let's talk about how they are planning on to basically fuck with our free speech on the border by doing these stupid dumbass background checks. To go
this I don't even need to read up on the topic of. I could actually explain to this pretty easily because I read the whole damn thing.
So do you want me to pull up the article or you just want to explain? If you want to just explain,
let's just explain instead because the article is just...
The floor. The floor is yours. Go ahead and explain it.
Yeah. Okay. So most recently we talked about what Australia was doing with their social media ban, right?
Yep.
We were talking about how they were going to ban 16-year-olds, anybody I think under 18, from social media.
Yep.
Now, with that, they have a freaking online ID that you would have to go and put in. I think it's essentially your countrywide ID, because the only ID you have in Australia that really works for everything is your passport. And so you would have to put your passport in for their ID. I don't know how that's going to work for people who are minors, because if you're a minor, you don't have a passport. Your parents have the passport. So I don't know how that freaking works. But anyway, our great government, our what you would say, our Führer, Donald J. Trump, has decided to try to institute a bill in which, if you are actually applying for an H-1B1, whatever the fuck they call it, the skilled visas here, or if you're a citizen of the United States and you're just returning back from an overseas trip, they will look at your social media dating back 5 years. This will include Discord. This will include Twitch. This will include Facebook. This will include Telegram. Any social media out.
Citizen just leaving for like vacation?
Yep, they were already trying to do that before, and then the feds took that away. But now apparently they're going to bring that back.
What? So let's say I go out on a trip, right, to Europe to visit, like to tour, right, and I come back and they see all of my critical like Israel messages in Discord.
You're going to jail.
Are they going to
use? You're going to jail.
I'm going to jail for just criticizing Israel by this back. Man, that's just fucking shit.
Actually, what's even funnier is if for some American citizens, they've actually done something where they just barred you from the country, which is kind of weird. Imagine being barred from your own fucking country.
We were talking about this on Ustream, where Elon Musk is trying to like put this bill, like something like that, where it protects Twitter from EU censorship and foreign countries like censorship and all that. But are they going to include Israel too? Because Israel's technically foreign. Are they going to?
Yeah, basically any country you travel back from, the moment you go through border control, they will be looking at your social media. They will ask for your phone. They will ask you to unlock your phone, which, I mean, you could say no, but essentially they won't let you back into the country, or they might even arrest you, like they've done with some Australian visitors.
This is supposed to be a free speech country, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what America's gotten into. We're supposed to be a free speech country, but we're literally arresting people just for turning back over.
It was never a free speech country, man. Go back to the McCarthy trials in the 1950s. They friggin' jailed people for being gay. They jailed people for even being a little bit leftist, not even communist, but just being leftist.
Yeah, that is just fucked. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. Our country can never say it's a free speech country again while pulling this shit.
We never was. We never were. That was the thing. Everybody has this misconception.
That's another thing. People just trust the government and trust the grift too much. I'm like, oh yeah, we're a free speech country. Actions show more than words.
Actions speak louder than words. Yeah, and
you can't say you're a free speech country. You gotta show how you're a free speech country. And deporting people from America just for criticizing Israel, that's not free speech.
American citizens, mind you, because he actually just did.
They were doing the college students. Like when they deported Palestine students, they also deported a few American students too with them, and they sent them to Palestine.
And not even
American students that were born here to Palestine for criticizing Israel. Some of them didn't even support Palestine.
Yeah, not even that. But I mean, most recently, if you saw his most recent speech after the National Guard shooting, he was actually talking about that, just exiling even American citizens who actually even spoke out against the government. Where are we exiling them? Who the fuck knows? Who cares?
We may get exiled. That's another thing. If this goes into full effect, Ravencast may get exiled. And I'm not changing my opinion. I'm willing to get exiled for my opinions because I believe in everything I said on the show, and I don't take any of it back, y'all.
Yeah, good. I don't even give a shit because at this point, this government stopped giving a shit about me the moment I became homeless and said, "Oh, we can't fucking help you."
About a government that doesn't just send me away. If you're gonna send me away, just send me away already.
Yeah, just send us away. I don't give a shit. Just make sure you send me away to some tropical fucking island. I ain't going to fucking Siberia. Fuck that.
Well,
Um,
technically, after they send us away, we can go wherever the fuck we want. They could send us to Siberia, but we'll just leave that the fucking wherever they send us and go.
just lie and say that you're related to somebody in fucking I don't know, freaking Solomon Islands or some shit. Because that's all they do. You could tell them, well, actually, I have family over there. Oh, okay, because they don't know where the fuck you are. They like to say that
Yeah,
they
in
know
fact,
your background.
honestly, I do actually have like family in Ireland still that I've never even met, so they'll probably send me to Ireland.
Yeah, but freedom of speech there isn't even fucking free, man. If you speak about the IRA, you're looking at jail time.
Yeah. Also
I mean,
got
look at
family in Romania, got family in Germany, got like
you don't want to go to Romania. You want to stay clear of Romania at the moment, bro. You want to stay
uh,
away.
I
That's
heard
the front
Argentina
line.
was a good place too. Is Argentina a good place?
Yeah, they speak English, sir. The
And
problem is that they're going through the whole inflation problem we're going through right now, so it's going to be about as expensive as here.
I don't really.
Plus, the other problem
As
is you
long
can't
as like,
fly.
I can speak, as long as I can speak my mind and tell the truth over there without getting locked up, then I don't give a fuck where I go.
Yeah, well, I mean, the only problem is you can't fly to Argentina because we closed Venezuelan airspace. So, like, it's going to be pretty hard to fly to Argentina. It's going to be a lot longer than it would be if you could fly directly over Venezuela.
Yeah, that is true. And it's all
But
because Trump had to start some dumbass war with Venezuela and be some fucking retarded orange bitch.
and while we're at that, since this is also in the news coverage as well, with Donald Trump, we've also apparently starting proxy conflicts everywhere in the world, stretching from Congo, which we talked about yesterday, to Benin and Nigeria, and then apparently today, Iran. I don't have any proof that it's America doing that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is NATO freaking fucking around with Iran by way of proxy conflict. Because apparently that's how we do war nowadays, is by just going and hiring some people to do some dumb shit for us and then go and make it seem
Never
like
even
it's a
taking
terrorist.
responsibility for it either.
Yeah, well, you know why? It's because after World War II, we basically made it like if you to declare war, there's all this friggin' rules and stuff. And if you do declare war, then people who aren't involved in the war have to go and basically impound your ships, planes, whatever you have, because once you're a belligerent in war, they can't go and let you leave because then they would be on that side. That was the problem with Germany during World War II. They had this ship called the Graf Spee, or not the Graf Spee, or maybe it was either the Graf Spee or the Scharnhorst. I can't remember, but essentially the ship went and was attacking American ships, and then it went near Argentina, and Argentina impounded the boat. And the captain said, okay, go and sink the ship because we got her soon. And the British are sitting off the coast, which wasn't the case. And then the captain shot himself in a hotel room, connected himself to God's Wi-Fi. And that's one of the reasons why we don't do declarations of war anymore. And yeah. Also, if we did declare war properly, then we would be charged with war crimes, which is another reason why we don't. That's one of the reasons why with Afghanistan we didn't have like an official declaration of war.
But you do know Trump's trying to pardon Netanyahu for war crimes. So it's like if Netanyahu can be pardoned for his war crimes, then anybody can at this point.
Yeah, well, you know, it's fucking pissing me off that we got proxy conflicts, but we can't help our own people here. Ah, shit! I have my friend calling me again.
Oh, I thought that was my end for a minute.
No, hold on. I'm gonna send it direct voice. To call. He's the one in the mental institution, unfortunately, and I want to talk to him, but you know, got other priorities.
I mean, topics. So like, we'll probably end stream.
Yeah, but he doesn't know. He's calling from payphone. Getting back to it, so we got the proxy conflicts going on. We're spending millions of dollars on where we're not helping our own people. We got rampant homelessness going on in America. Nobody can afford shit. And I mean, basically with Weimar Germany, the only difference is we don't have any guerrilla groups going around shooting people yet. Keyword is yet, because the other day I saw a posting on Reddit that apparently there are Nazi groups marching around Little Rock, Arkansas. Don't know if that's true or not, because the footage looked kind of old. I don't believe it.
Getler has came back to the stream. Maybe he has some good opinions on this topic. Hey, Putin, what is up? You're back on the air. So, what is your opinion on Trump basically giving people, like even American citizens, like once you leave the country, you try to come back, background checks, and we'll check your social media. And if you say anything that's dumb or edgy on social media during the border background check from like 5 years, you will be arrested
Or deported.
or
It-
deported.
Okay, hold on. There's got to be more to that.
Nope, that's it. That's a little type in CBP on Google and you'll
In fact,
see
I
it.
can pull up the article and show Getler if he doesn't believe
Yeah,
it.
yes, please do.
You know what? Let me do that. I'll pull up.
Yeah,
the
because
article.
little did you know, Getler is actually a MAGA supporter.
What it used to be. Let me preface that.
See, I used to be too. Like I was a MAGA supporter last year. I actually used to be kind of beef with Nick Fuentes a little bit. It was a one-sided beef, but I used to call out Nick Fuentes for MAGA because I supported. I was more on MAGA side than Nick's side last year. But then, as the events of this year kind of portrayed, and I saw the light, I was like, yeah, MAGA's kind of fucking dead, and MAGA's a fraud. And that
Well,
Trump
it's
also.
not that it's a
Right, but
fraud.
anyways, I am pulling this shit up
fuckhead.
right now.
Like he drove it out to the middle of nowhere and left it for dead. That's what he did with it.
What he basically did, he pulled a freaking Ronald Reagan on us.
All right, so Gabe, do you want me to read this or do you want to read this?
You read it.
Travelers entering the United States could soon face expanded biometric screening and new digital reporting requirements as U.S. Customs and Border Protection, or CBP, seeks to overhaul how it verifies the identity and movements of millions of visitors. In a new proposal published in the Federal Register, the Department of Homeland Security is asking the public to weigh in on a series of major changes to the arrival and departure record from I-94 process and the system for traveling authorization. The program is used by citizens of visa waiver program countries to enter the United States. The proposal affects nearly every foreign traveler entering the country and comes as border searches of personal devices have drawn increasing attention and concern from travelers. These people are literally searching personal devices of people leaving the country and coming back. For what? Nothing has changed on this front. And for those coming to the United States, this is not a final rule. It should never be a final rule. It is simply the first step in starting a discussion to have a new policy options to keep the American people safe. How's this keeping us safe? I don't fucking know. CBP told U.S. Today in a statement, this new proposal is in line with the January 2025 Executive Order 14161 to vet those who are coming into this country using the electronic system for traveling or also authorization by allowing CBP to collect additional information from non-U.S. citizens applying through visa waiver programs from eligible countries. And I bet you they're not going to do it for Israeli citizens. They're not going to do the system for Israeli citizens. They're just going to do it for other countries. Because you see, they says from eligible countries. Israel's definitely not eligible because Trump kisses their ass too much. But basically, that's what it is. They're basically trying to violate our free speech by using, border security and trying to search people's personal information.
So one person it's gonna affect really bad, which is good, but this is also a bad thing because it encroaches on the rights of people. But okay, so get this though. Yes, it's bad, but at the same time, could you imagine how how fucked Hassan would be?
Oh yeah, Hassan would be fucked, and honestly, I'm not gonna shed a tear about him, but I'm only calling this out not because to defend that motherfucker, because honestly, Hassan should be arrested for other reasons. But
Oh,
it's
yeah.
because it violates, people's rights. Let's say I go and visit family in Europe, right? And I come back, and then all of a sudden I'm getting arrested for edgy shit I've said about Israel on my social media like 5 years ago. That's not right. That is not right.
Welcome to
Well,
the free world, dude.
I think what the main idea is, but it can get twisted really quickly in Congress. That's why government shouldn't have say in it. The thing is that I know that Trump probably thinks, oh, this will stop illegals from getting in, but he's not looking at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is then it could be turned on its own citizens, which is
Yep.
really fucked up.
And in fact, Trump has already used unethical ways to turn on his own citizens. He's already deported American citizens for criticizing Israel and says he wants to deport more. This is all just to protect Israel and to
Was he
protect
here
itself
on
from
visa?
criticism.
Hold on, were they here on visas? That's the bigger question.
Some of them weren't. Some of them were, and some of them weren't. But you shouldn't, even if they were on visas, you shouldn't deport people unless they're actually here illegally, and you should also not deport them unless they're actually committing a crime. Like if they're here from Palestine and they're committing crimes, yes, deport them back. But if they're just here criticizing Israel and they have visas and they're doing the legal way and they're not doing anything but just criticizing Israel, you should not be deported for that. You should be deported if you're illegal or if you're a criminal. That's the only two things you should be deported for. Not because you had an opinion, because this is supposed to be a free speech country.
I know. Here's another question, okay, on the same topic. So if, let's hypothetically say they are an actual born citizen, where the hell are you going to deport them to? They've never been to another country.
I know Trump's just deporting them because here's what Trump said. Trump's like, if you like Palestine, you should go live in Palestine.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the authority because
I know he doesn't have the authority, but he's misusing his power. He's trying to abuse his power.
Well, if they're American-born citizens where they were only been in the U.S., they have a house, they have everything. That is a breach of so many different amendments and constitutional regulations that he can't do that shit, and he needs to get punted out of office immediately. If that is the case.
Let me explain this. Have you ever heard of the Pinkerton raids of 1919?
No,
I haven't.
Okay, let me explain. So around 1919, after World War One, right before World War One, we had people who were against us joining the war. Right? They protested, and of course, were arrested under the oh God, I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it's called the Alien Acts or something like that. Basically, what it is it's a crime to protest war in a time of war. And so they were arrested for that. Now, these were people who had lived in America for years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. Eugene Debs, famous socialist, actually was arrested during these. Now, what they did was, for the majority of those people who were anarchists or known communists, they deported them straight to Russia. Mind you, these people were born and raised here in America, but they were deported straight to Russia during the Russian Civil War. So, now, you want to go and talk about how he can't do that? That's complete bullshit. He could still do that because that's still on the books. That law has been on the books since the time of James Madison. And it's never been taken off. You, Getler, I don't know where you're from, what your background is, but let's say you're of a European background. You will be deported straight to Europe because all they know is that you're European. Whatever you tell them, they will deport you to where the hell they think you actually need to be.
What if
that's
I
what
say I'm a natural born?
Doesn't fucking matter. Does not fucking matter because you are against
They will
the
claim
government.
you're lying. They'll just be like, "Oh, you're lying to us. You're not."
No. It's not about lying. It's not about lying. They will legitimately deport you to where they think it would be feasible. One thing cheaper, and one that you could speak the local language, and that is about it. They will deport you to wherever you say you are descended from, and they will do it. And they can do it during wartime. Yep. they can completely fuck you. Look up that act. I forgot if it was called the Alien Act or if it was the
In fact,
Espionage
also,
Act.
back to the Trump thing. It's not even the first time like Trump's violating the Constitution, because Trump's literally saying he wants to run for a third term in 2028, and he cannot do that. It's only 2 for a reason.
He could, and this is actually something else, dear viewers, that you may not know. But if he goes and has the Supreme Court vote on it, they can go and make a amendment to the amendment. They can go and change that amendment. We've only done this once, and that was with the 19th Amendment.
I know, but do you really think? I know that, but do you really think they should change an amendment for someone like Trump, who's been?
They might do that. They might do that. He has a lot of people on his side. The people
and if
that
he
appointed
does, then this is just going to become a dictatorship. Because that's the thing. Trump does not want to leave office ever. He's even said that he'll never leave office.
Yes. And if he does overturn it, because I do know the Supreme Court is looking at it. I don't know if they've gotten to the issue yet, but if they do get to that issue and they do look at that, we might be fucked.
And if they approve it, we're fucked. We are definitely fucked if they approve it.
We are fucked. The moment that they approve that, Trina, we are taking whatever funds we have together and we're getting the fuck out of here, because the moment that happens, that can be nothing but bad.
Because basically Trump's just going to have them overturn all these other amendments and basically make him a dictator.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's the problem. We gotta leave. We gotta just go to somewhere that we gotta go. We gotta go to like a first world or second world country that does not. It's not even allied with America, but it's still doing good, just so we could survive. Obviously, not countries that beef with America, but just countries that that are like neutral, that don't really hate or care for America. You know what I mean?
Well, you got a few. I mean, you could go to Solomon Islands. That's pretty far, though. But anything that's closer, I mean, Belize is pretty good. Belize doesn't really give a shit about deporting people to America. That's like right next door. That's like an hour flight from where you are. And they speak English.
And they don't have like any rights like America. They're not like colonized or allied.
If America,
well, they used to be British.
I would go to Russia.
They used to be British. You can't fly to Russia. You're not allowed to fly through Russian airspace anymore from America.
Yeah, I'm on walk.
No, you can still hike to Russia. You would just have to do a very, very long hike in Canada.
No. You could fly from here to Europe to Azerbaijan and then to Russia. But, it's going to be a long flight. And plus, most of their airspace is closed because of war.
I don't want to go to Russia anyways. I'd rather go somewhere like, the islands, like you said, or Argentina.
Australia is willing to take people.
Or Australia, but I just don't like the anti-free speech laws in Australia.
Well, I mean, like I said, you could go to Belize, you could go to Jamaica, you could go to any of the Caribbean islands. Basically, don't give a shit about helping America anymore. They kind of stopped doing that when America started deporting people from America back to their country.
Because it's the only country that is willing to stand the fuck up against America in that respect.
But yeah, man, it's fucked. It's absolutely fucked. And they were already doing that ID thing when I came back from Australia the first time around. They kept questioning me on, oh, you went to Australia and Thailand and Japan. What were you doing there? Who were you meeting up with? What were you doing? And it was like, bro, I was there on vacation. What the fuck? They're questioning me about this in the back room. I'm like, what? Seriously? I'm a soldier. I have my CAT card right here. I can prove to you it. What the fuck? Why the hell are you questioning me on this? Matters national security, my ass. Anyway. And this time around when I came back, they didn't do that, though. They didn't give a single fuck. But then again, I came through LA instead of through New Jersey.
It's probably why, because you did it in New Jersey.
Dude, man, I went from Japan to New Jersey. But yeah, man, it was fucked. Absolutely fucked. And yeah, with this Espionage Act thing, yeah, anybody can basically be arrested under it since we've never gotten rid of it. That's the whole reason why people were arrested during the McCarthy era. And during World War II. And during World War I. And
So
during
is
the Vietnam War.
is that what Trump used to justify himself deporting people, even American citizens that have criticized
Essentially, yes. Essentially, yes. Because that bill has never been amended. It's never been repealed. It's been in the book since 1810. 1809. Whenever James Madison was in office, which was during like the War of 1812 and shit, that's when it was put in. There was actually a whole big issue called the XYZ affair, if you guys ever heard of that. And that was what happened was France was at war with Britain, and our ships were being stopped by them, and soldiers were being taken off the ships and being forced into labor and all this crap. That's why we got involved in the War of 1812, if you didn't know. And that's mostly why that bill came into effect. So we had British citizens who were still living here. And so we started arresting them because they might be spies, hence the Espionage Act thing. And then it started being moved to, it could be any American citizen who could be a spy. We got to go and arrest any American citizen who speaks out against this. And so they did. And that bill has been in power since then. We've never really repealed that bill. And it's always been pulled out of the politician's back pocket whenever FDR, I believe, famously did that. That's one of the reasons why Huey Long was shot. It's a whole big deal.
It's a whole big deal, basically.
It's a nothing burger, basically. Yeah. And so, you know,
which we're probably about to be at the end of the stream. Is there any final thoughts on the whole background, the new background check policy on people coming into the country?
Yeah, I will say this. Basically, people, for the love of God, go out there and fucking vote. And if you are put on the Electoral College, for the love of God, do something. Vote for anybody else. I don't care. It could be fucking Mickey Mouse for all I care.
Just make sure Mickey Mouse is America first and actually cares about his own people. Because that's the thing. It could be any goofball. And that's the thing. I made the argument. You know who Vermin Supreme is?
Mm-hmm.
I was basically in 2024, when I was like streaming, I was endorsing Vermin Supreme as president because I think Vermin, even though he's a goofball, I think Vermin Supreme is still like more America first than what we have in office right now.
He the guy who was wearing a boot on his head?
Yeah, he's the guy that was wearing a boot on his head and was basically trolling politics. He's basically like a political troll. He used to troll politicians all the time in the 2010s.
I thought he was a crackhead.
I mean, he could be on shit. I don't know, but as far as I know, he ain't taking any drugs. But a lot of his old clips used to be funny. In fact, we may react to more Vermin Supreme. Just to get you up to speed. Because he actually live streams too on YouTube sometimes.
Don't know if you guys can hear it, but there's a tornado coming through here, so you're going to be hearing a lot of hail and a lot of rain.
Black. I'll give my final perspective too, but Black Putin is. What's your final opinion on the U.S. basically issuing background checks for new citizens that come here, and even like if you're a tourist, like you leave the country and you come back, you still have to do the background check. What's your opinion on the new background check policy that they're trying to push?
My opinion has always been what it is that it starts out with good intentions, but when a government touches it due to people other than Trump, look, I'm not saying Trump's good when I say that, but people other than Trump, because there's so much fucking corruption.
And no, there definitely is corruption, but Trump's definitely involved in the corruption. He's not.
Well, no, he's involved in it, but it's not just him.
It's not just him, but that's the thing. The only reason I'm hard on him is because he was supposed to fight these people. Now he joined the people. He's like the guy from Star Wars. Anakin, you're supposed to defeat the Sith, not join them.
Yeah,
I hate you. That's basically how Trump is to America. We're like, Trump, you're supposed to fight the opposition, not join them. And Trump's like, I hate you.
But
when is Trump going to fall into the lava and suddenly become Darth Vader?
That's next. We're in the cycle. We're in the cycle where we just find out Trump's a traitor. Now the cycle is he falls into the lava, and then now 2028 we're gonna realize he's Darth Vader.
No, it'd be cute. He's got to go become Cryo Trump first.
Yep. Well, he's on his way of becoming Darth Vader because that's the thing. He's in on the corruption because 2016 he actually did was anti-corruption and was a free speech patriot, but then he got censored. So to get uncensored, he decided to take a deal with the Jews in Israel, and now all of a sudden he's on mainstream. Everyone loves him. In fact, if you hate Trump, it's a hot take now. It's just fucking dumb.
It's
Trump's
not.
friendly with CNN now. So is JD Vance. It's like, bro, this shit's fucking
Why
dumb.
why is it a hot take to hate that Matt?
But anyways, I'm gonna give my final take on the background checks. I think the background checks is a violation of your free rights, even if you're a citizen or not, because it's like, why are you going to base on edgy posts on social media if someone should come in the country or not? You should look at the background, see what they're doing, see if they're doing crime, see if they work with any government. If they're just a tourist, leave them the fuck alone. And if they are our own citizen, they should not even be they should not have the phones looked through, especially if they're born and living here and they just went to go visit a country for like a few days. Then this shit's dumb. Trump's corrupted. He's on his way to being a dictator. And like you said, it's not just Trump, it's all of them. It's all of MAGA, it's the lefties, it's all of them. No, it's even other libertarians too. All of them are all involved in this. And us as patriots, as civilians, as the consumers, we need to rise up against these people. We really do. Now, is there anything else on this topic before I get to the future plans segment and then end the show?
Yeah,
Not really.
I was gonna say my finishing thoughts, but you had said something. Anyways, so I believe that they shouldn't be allowed to look on your phone, obviously, or anything like that. But let me put it this way: if you're already anti-America, right? Like, I understand stuff like they could arrest you for pornography and shit like that. That's a breach of things. But if you're anti-America, that's like bad in itself. But like, think about the criminals they can get with us and stuff.
Yeah,
That-
but it's like, what are the rules? Like, because that's the thing. What if it's an American citizen returning home, and you go look through the phone, and they're just making jokes about Israel, saying, "Oh, Trump's a faggot" and all that, and then Trump's like, "You know what? Deport that person."
I don't think we would just deport on that. Now, if we do get somebody in that comes after Trump, right, that actually is on a power trip, they will fuck with that amendment or whatever the hell it's bill, and they will make it so they can just kick anybody they want out. And you could just be making a harmless joke, and you're automatic.
And that's what Trump's trying to do because he's trying so hard to protect Netanyahu and Israel and all that.
Well, I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to stop people from like smuggling women or, like slaves and shit. Like
Can we deport Aiden? He's anti-American. Well, that's the thing. If you're anti-American, why don't you just deport yourself? Like Aiden, if you're watching this, if you are anti-American, why the fuck are you here? Leave.
It's basically
I actually end up that's the thing. If Trump gets back in his third term and the Supreme Court approves that, I'm gonna actually leave America because I'm not gonna like America anymore. But unlike these lefties, I'm actually gonna take the initiative to fucking leave and find somewhere better to live my life because I'm not gonna live under a fucking dictator. I refuse to. And if America is gonna turn into a dictatorship, I'm out of here. And that's what Aiden doesn't like what America's going on. Then just fucking leave. Bye.
I can tell you.
His parents don't even like him anyway, so he has no family here. All of his family hates him.
I can tell you why he is here. I can tell you why he's here.
Why? Why is lefty liberal Aiden Project still here, even though he hates America?
Oh, you're talking about that, Aiden. Oh, I was wondering who the fuck you're talking
No,
about.
not not which I'm not going to say because obviously he doesn't say his real name. But no, I'm talking about a YouTuber, Aiden.
Okay. I was confused for a second. I just looked at the chat and somebody said, can we deport Aiden? He's anti-American." I'm like, what the fuck?
No, not that. No, wrong Aiden. Trump's not getting a third term. It'll be JD. Trump's trying to, but he probably won't. But even then, I don't even like JD. I don't like Vance. I don't even think Vance should win. But I'm not going to leave America if Vance wins because it's just a candidate. But still, I don't even like Vance. I don't trust Vance. Vance is way too pro-Israel. Not only that, Vance is helps cover up for Epstein and all that shit too. So yeah, Vance.
And he's also a 1%er as well.
Yeah, he's a pretender. He's fake. He wears a mask. I can see the mask from miles and miles and miles and miles away.
But you bet the people who are voting in Florida and all these other swing states are going to completely fuck us.
All grifters. MAGA is a grift. MAGA is no better than the leftists, and people need to understand that.
Can I say what I was going to say now?
Oh, go ahead. I didn't know you were finished. I didn't know. I thought you were finished.
No. So my thing is, and I was trying to say it before I was cut off, is that the reason why they're not leaving, right? They won't leave, is in fact because of the handouts. Now, if Trump was serious, absolutely serious, he would tell the Democrats to go fuck themselves, take away every single handout, and then give it back to the American people that actually live here.
You do know he's trying. Are you done? Are you done, or you still got more?
I got one more.
All right, go ahead.
Another thing he should do, if he was absolutely serious, right, to stop immigration rather than, stopping actual people coming back into this, place, right? He should only be checking people with criminal backgrounds, not actual people, because the minute you start invading on actual people, you're invading privacy, and that's fucked up. And and I do believe that is 100% fucked. And you need to just be checking like people that are on the no-fly list, people that have committed. If it's a minor crime, still check it. Still check them, because if they do it once, they're going to do another crime again. So you check those people, right?
Yeah.
And you check anybody that's ever done anything, right? You check the terrorist watch list. If anybody comes in under that, you make sure they get literally searched, thrown in jail because they're terrorists.
All right.
But yeah, what I'm saying is it's like you don't just invade on normal people's privacy to check their phone. Even though I think it would be funny to see Hassan go to jail for his communistic China.
Yeah, but are you done?
But the problem is, then we would all go to jail too. So.
Yeah. All right, is that all?
That's it.
Yep.
All right, so my final thoughts on that just responds like, that's the thing. Trump's obviously not going to look out for Americans because he's only in it for himself. And I don't think Trump's actually serious on anything because that's the thing. He doesn't show that he's serious. In fact, that's the thing. He claims that we need to stop immigration. We need to stop supporting foreign countries. But he never, ever, ever, ever criticizes Israel. In fact, he allows Netanyahu into the White House. They meet every 2 months. He literally grants Israelis full citizenship without doing any background checks on them whatsoever. Like, Trump's just doing it for himself and the Israelis. Like, that's the thing. Nick Fuentes was right when he said that Trump's only making America great again for Israel and Israel only. Not for us, not for the consumers, but for Israel.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
This is a question to you, Triton. Do you think RTU or Rich in this case is because this has to do with it. You think his takes on Trump are actually justified the way he feels?
I don't watch Rich, so I don't know why you're bringing up Rich or lefties. I don't agree with the left. I'm just saying that.
That's basically what I'm saying is the left wing take.
Okay, Nick. Okay, yeah, Nick may be gay, but he's not wrong about Trump. Like that's another thing too. Y'all like to throw insults like, "Oh, this person's gay. Oh, you agree with this person?" This is my own opinion. You don't have to like the person, and you don't even have to like all these people. You don't even have to like me. But it's just the truth. What
and also, why do you hate somebody because they're gay?
No,
I thought we moved past this in the late 90s. Why
well,
the
to be
fuck are
fair,
we
okay,
doing
hold
this?
on, Gabe. When people say that, they're not literally saying like homosexual, just saying, "Oh yeah, we don't like them." Like that's what people in these spheres do. They're not actually being homophobic.
Okay,
Gay is just like a slang term for like commentary, but still, it's like. But that's the thing. It's like you may not like the person, you may think the person's wrong, but it doesn't mean they're wrong about Trump because Trump is not America first. And you don't have to like Nick. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like anybody. You don't even have to like Rich. In fact, I don't like Rich. I think Rich is a crazy liberal. And I think Rich is bad faith as fuck. But it doesn't mean that we have to suck up to Trump. It doesn't mean we have to kiss Donald Trump's ass when he's fucking up.
That's
and if people like Trump, that's the thing. JPM, Gettler, everyone else, if you like Trump, that's perfectly fine. I don't hold it against you. I just criticize Trump because of my own personal opinions, because this is a show that I like to, give my personal opinions. And if I find that someone, because that's the thing, I used to be MAGA. I voted for Trump in 2024. I'm just saying this as a former fan that has turned on him because I don't like how he performed in his in the first year of his term.
Now let me ask you this question, because it was basically I was wondering what your viewpoint on the liberal side of things compared to the Republican side and how people are turning and all that bullshit.
All right, go ahead.
So my next question is, because I want to get a read here, is if let's say Trump isn't going to run for a third term, or Trump's totally out of the picture, right? And let's say either Vance or some other Republican, right? Like someone you actually like.
Not Vance. It would be like Thomas Massey or something like that.
Okay, Thomas Massey. Thomas Massey was running, right? Would you vote for Thomas Massey or let's say like Democrat? Which one would you vote?
I would pick the one that's more America first, and in my opinion, let's say like there's a Democrat, there's like a moderate Democrat that I like that isn't like. I'd still pick Thomas Massey over him because so far, Thomas Massey has shown that he's more America first and putting us above everyone. He's also got the Epstein files leaked. Like Thomas Massey has done a lot more for our country than the Democrat guy. So yeah, I'll pick for Thomas Massey. Now, if the Democrat guy is doing more for our country than Thomas Massey, then that's different. I'll pick the Democrat guy. But if Thomas Massey's doing more than the Democrat guy, which I think he is, because that's the thing, like he's done a lot more than Democrats to actually expose the Epstein files and actually call Trump out on his bullshit. Because the Democrats just bring up stupid points that don't even matter. Thomas Massey actually focuses on the points against Trump that actually does matter, that does hurt Americans. Like, that's why I would vote Thomas Massey over the Democrat that I liked, because Thomas Massey does seem like a guy that's anti-establishment and is anti-opposition, and I trust that he will bring the country to what it needs to be. So that's why I would vote for Massey over the Democrat.
That's the answer I'm looking for in a man. Good man.
Yeah, because that's the thing too. Like I know, like a lot of people, when I start criticizing or ranting about Trump, they're like, "Oh, is Triton becoming liberal now? Is he on the side of the libtards?" No, I will still call out libtards. I will still call them out. I will still I'll still make fun of Hassan. I'll still make fun of Rich. I'll still make fun of all these people that are anti-Trump that I find crazy. But I'm not going to support Trump if Trump's being bad faith. Sorry, I just can't. And that's the only reason I don't even support him anymore, because he betrayed our country. I feel like.
See,
Because
that's
one, he promised that the Epstein files will be released, that we will get to know the truth about every politician that was involved in the island. Then he tried to lie and say that the Epstein files do not exist, that it's a cover up, that's a hoax by the Democrats. And it's like, come on, dude, you know it ain't the hoax by the Democrats. Because that's the thing. Democrats are explicit on the Epstein list too. So why would they make up shit that it explicits them too? You know what I mean? Democrats
Yeah.
and Republicans are both involved in it. And it's not just politicians, it's celebrities that are involved in it too. And we need to get these celebrities away from our kids. We need all these people exposed. And the reason I also would vote Thomas Massey over the Democrat candidate, just to go back to your question, because I want you to like know where I'm actually coming from, is because Thomas Massey doesn't give a fuck if all these people are exposed. He doesn't give a fuck if our government's short. He believes that these people need to be replaced by people that actually do give a fuck about us. And that's what I support.
And with that, I think that you have basically summed up what the American people want, and they're sick and tired of getting either or that don't give a fuck about us.
And I'll say this too. If Trump goes back to his 2016 era, he stops supporting Israel, he stops sucking Netanyahu off, he actually, deports, the illegals and stops, going against free speech and actually fights for free speech like we want him to, and actually does what he said that he promised, then I would be a Trump fan again. I would go back and be like, you know what, Trump's out of the establishment. Let's give him a chance to help fight for America. But right now, he's a fed up. He joined the opposition, and I'm not going to support anybody in the opposition because the opposition's what hurting us.
Yeah. So, okay, I get that.
Like, I'm not going to support anyone that takes money from AIPAC or any opposition. And that's the thing, too. I see, people saying, Thomas Massey has private donors. That's donors. That's private donors. He isn't getting money from any opposition or AIPAC or anything like that. So you can't say Thomas Massey is a fed up unless he's actually getting AIPAC money or he's getting, money just from others, shady sources. Then I'll be like, okay, you know what? Thomas Massey's just as bad. But right now, Thomas Massey's fighting the American first fight. So that's why I support Massey.
Would you vote for what's his name? Nick Fuentes?
It really depends on like how his because that's the thing, he's still young. It really depends on like when he's 35, like how he actually says. Because that's the thing. It's like I like Nick on a lot of things, but I don't know if he even wants to be a politician, and I don't know if he's really like that, wanting to actually. He's more of a podcaster than an actual politician. Let's be real. So it's like I don't know. It just depends on what his policies are. Depends if he actually does put America first above everything else, and he also will have to, stop with the edgy jokes in office because it's like, and what I mean by that, it's like he can't just go and be like, oh, women need to be raped, like as a politician. As a normal podcaster, yeah, you can do that because you're not in office. But while you're leading an entire country, there's just certain stuff you can't do because you're a leader. It's not because, oh, we're violating your free speech or anything like that. It's because as a leader, there's just certain stuff you don't do, and you need to be professional when you're a leader.
I think that's all my questions on that subject I had for you.
So what about our future plans?
All right, so we're now getting into the future plans segment. I'm gonna go start with Gabriel, then Black Putin, then myself, and I'll talk about future plans for the show. So Gabriel, what are your future plans throughout?
Well, hopefully to get this other apartment that I applied for. Hopefully this man gets back to me tomorrow. I think it's been too late for him because I think it's an older man. Hopefully I get that because I got to be out of this place that I'm in right now, the shed. So besides that, my future plans also involve continuing podcasting. I know, and I don't want to blow up Trident's bit on this, but apparently we're not going to be podcasting till the weekend?
Yeah, either Friday or Saturday. Like if you have topics Friday to cover, I'm just gonna take tomorrow off because my bro's flying in, so I want to just spend time with him and all of that. But also just need a day to breathe. But if there's stuff going on Friday, we'll come back Friday at 3 p.m. EST. If there's not anything going on, we'll definitely come back Saturday regardless.
Is Dingy doing anything this week? Because I seriously need
he is.
podcasting.
Tomorrow, Dingy is doing a network show with I think this guy's name December or something, but he's doing like a network show on his channel with people. I don't know if he's wanting to do anything, but also Friday night, he's also doing a network show with Dash Attack, and I think Dash would probably let you on. You just have to talk to Dingy. But I could ask Dingy if there's any shows you can go on for tomorrow.
Yeah, ask him about that because it's the only thing keeping me sane. Because if I go and stay idle, I'm gonna friggin' lose it.
But that's the thing too. Like we could still call on Discord and shit, and you can still join the lounge. Like I'm not taking a break from Discord. I'm just taking a break from like podcasting.
Oh yeah. Well, the podcasting is what's actually keeping me sane. That and the Discord.
I mean,
so that's why.
if you find topics tomorrow, we can probably go live like later tomorrow. You just have to let me know what you find because I'm willing to go live whenever.
With what's going on in the media circle right now, there's going to be a lot to cover.
I'm probably gonna take just tomorrow off, but we'll probably be back Friday, so don't worry. Like,
I have a topic that might actually pique all your interests.
What's the topic?
Let's hear it.
It was one video that Asmongold. We can get Asmongold's reaction at the same time. It's about the dead baby that was found because the streamer, the mother, it was a month. The baby was in the cradle, dead for a month, and the streamer was streaming.
We could probably cover that. I'll do research off the air. But anyways, future plans for me before we end. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna ask Black Pluton then me. So Black Pluton, any future plans for you?
I'm gonna finish the day up playing Fallout 4 heavily modded because it's the only way to play. And tomorrow I got work.
All right. And future plans for me is I'm gonna take tomorrow off podcasting unless we find something like Gabriel really wants to cover, and then we can do like a show tomorrow or something. It'll just be after I see my bro and all that. But we are definitely gonna be back by Friday. We'll be back Friday doing the show, and then Saturday we'll probably be doing it, and then Sunday is the third episode of the Debut Network show with Dingy. And we got a lot of, gaming topics and stuff. Dingy does a really good job doing that. And also we got the Christmas special, December 23rd. I already have a few guests lined up for that. And, it'll be like a 12-hour long stream of us just chilling, getting guests on, talking about random topics, catching up with guests, shooting the shit with everyone and all that, and having different kinds of guests. So December 23rd, Gabriel, will be a big streaming day. So hopefully that would help. That would, you would enjoy that because you'll get to talk to a lot of different guests. I'm going to get, people from different spheres on and all that. December 23rd is definitely going to be a big stream. And then after Christmas, we'll just be continuing. And then the New Year's, after episode 5 of the Debut Network show, Dingy is going to redo the show and make the show better for 2026 after the 5th episode. And we'll also be allowed to get guests on Dingy's show as well. So y'all get to meet new people, new audiences, and all that. So there's the future plans for me.
Okay.
Is there anything else y'all want to get into before I end? If not, I'll go ahead and end. And then I'll get into the Discord for the after show.
Bye, guys.
All right.
We'll see you on
Make sure y'all
Friday.
hit the like button. If y'all dislike the stream, hit like button. Anyways, dislike button is gone. And it's been me, your boy Triton, Gabriel, Black Putin, and we will see you all Friday. Peace.
Peace.